stakeholders in crop diversification. It's a very crucial theme area, and this particular session will be chaired by Dr. P.K. Raul, MD Apical, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. He's a very seasoned agronomist, and I welcome you, sir, to this session. And Dr. Raul will be chairing this session. Apart from the chairman, speakers from Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, and West Bengal, they will be joining us. And I'd request all the speakers to be in readiness so that immediately within the time frame we'll have to finish it out. I'll request Professor P.K. Rao to chair the session. Sir, am I audible to you, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, quite audible. Thank you, sir, for introducing this session as well as introducing me and other speakers too. Very good afternoon to all of you. We have our esteemed delegates from different states, and also we have the esteemed speakers. I welcome them also. A sincere thanks to our moderator, Dr. Sarangi. We have 6 speakers and also one open session. So we'll proceed as per the schedule, but my submission will be, let us stick to time and let us experiment it on me. So the first speaker and the topic as devoted, please share my screen. It is role of MSP and markets and the role of farmer producer organization, farmer cooperatives, and other stakeholders in crop diversification. So as it appears to me, it can be considered as a 3P support for crop diversification program. Why I say 3P, the first P may refer to policy because policy brings in MSP, and the second P refers to the market, and market can be considered as a platform. So maybe farmers cooperative, maybe other stakeholders, all of them they refer to as players. So it is a kind of combination so far as the policy, then the platform and players are concerned. And no need to mention that crop diversification is considered as a shift from an existing crop or a cropping system to a new or a different one. But there are certain drivers for it, or preconditions or compulsions, or a kind of a conducive environment which brings in such kind of a shift. Maybe climate change, maybe pest, maybe soil nutrient management, production stability, increasing farmers' income, opportunities for rural employment. If more employment opportunities are in another system, obviously people will try to switch over, and also opportunities for value addition. And many more can be added at your level. Next, please. But it must have some concerns also and some advantages also. Maybe that I have tried to put forth what matters and what bothers. Looking at the matters, obviously it will bring in increase in income and particularly for smallholders, and bringing in economic stability, balanced food availability, conservation of natural resources, and also more particularly with the introduction of resilient crops and cropping systems, there is an opportunity for mitigating natural calamities. But the things that bothers, obviously, those are acceptability by producers, that is first and foremost. Significant investments may be required. Say we have taken up crop diversification in Odisha, particularly in mega lift areas. So it brings in a kind of facilitation or infrastructure development so far as the availability of off-season irrigation is concerned. And that obviously asks for significant investment, and also sometimes it goes unpredictably with genetic diversification, market behavior, and also acceptability. And many a times there is every threat of over exploitation of resources when we emphasize on a particular crop or commodity. And technical know-how or extension is also a challenge every time, as we are talking of dragon fruit, somebody was, and many more such systems might have come in, and which needs a support from the scientific community so far as technical knowledge is concerned. So all these bothering points or points of pain needs to be addressed also. Next, please. There are obviously certain influencing factors, and these influencing factors may be the most relevant equation and things which matters or bothers, particularly with respect to agriculture market and economies of scale particularly. And factors which influence agriculture market is obviously minimum support price, then markets, and also institutions including APOs, farmer cooperatives, and others. These APOs, farmer cooperatives, and others, they can bring economy of scales and encourage diversification in agriculture. Next, please. Since market has a significant role, we can also try to discuss, analyze markets from various angles. Maybe larger markets are more diversified into fruits, vegetables, spices, cash crops, oilseeds, pulses, etc., etc. So also better access to urban markets, because there are diversified consumers, diversified buyers, and that can also encourage crop diversification. And approach towards export and global market, this is another kind of triggering which brings in market diversification also. And demand from food processing industry, that also triggers a kind of crop diversification. Thereby all these highlights the role of markets in influencing the diversification in the canvas of agriculture. Next, please. So as regards to economies of a scale, say that need to be gathered. So power of collectivization, then freedom of a business diversification, then ultimately opportunity for crop diversification. These three are interrelated, and hopefully all these aspects will give us opportunity to address these kind of things. And as somewhere it was being discussed that we need to have some state or geography specific listing of crops and commodities, and remunerative price as being signaled through MSP, and also strengthening of a market system both in electronic mode but also in physical mode, and also empowering the local stakeholders and organizations how best they can take it up in the larger interest. This much I wanted to put forth, and I will be also listening to all your kind presentation, and hopefully by the end of the session we will be coming out some listing out some pains of points that concerns us, and also the way forward through our cross learning. Next, please. So now I will request the next speaker. I think the moderator, Professor Sarangi, will take forward it.
Sir, thank you very much, sir, for your kind presentation. And we have in order representative from Andhra Pradesh. Anybody from Andhra Pradesh? Can you please hear me? Andhra Pradesh, is turn up Andhra Pradesh to present. Yes, okay. You are audible, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Yeah, audible, sir. Audible, sir.
Ma'am, are you going to present?
I have already presented, sir. Just
Okay,
I want to tell some 2 or 3 prospectus, sir. Regarding this one, prospectus.
Please.
Access to latest machinery and implements need for evaluating and adapting best management practices, sir. And second thing, shift from traditional farming to mechanical farming, sir. Mechanized farming techniques to be widely publicized, sir. And last but not least, drone technology is also intervention for to promote all these new farm mechanization techniques, sir. drone technology. So that's all, sir.
Ma'am, these are definitely valid points. We are taking a note of it. But any opinion as regards to MSP markets and also these POs and other things, then that can be also shared quickly.
Sir, we got 10,778 Raitu Bharosa Kendras are there, sir. Just we are taking the procedure of procurement of all the crops through this RBKs only. Here, farmers are all happy to give the produce through RBKs, sir. Previously, there is no provision, but 1.5 year back, we opened the Raitu Bharosa Kendras, sir. So through that, we are getting a produce from RBK, sir. So now farmers all are happy, sir.
Any improvement made with respect to MSP or of course MSP is not a state subject. Any improvement made with respect to market facilitation, and of course you have empowered these POs, what you say, Royat Bazar committees or something like that. So, but as regards to market improvement in your state.
Advisory committees are there, sir. Just 3 months back, we opened that advisory committees at village level also. They are participating and they are focusing their problems at village level itself, sir. So it is one of the platform to discuss all the items, either this one advantages or disadvantages towards this procurement or any other marketing facilities from allied departments also, sir. Not only agriculture, veterinary, horticulture, sericulture also, sir. Some advisory boards are there, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, ma'am, and thank you, sir, for the kind opportunity. May I now request senior consultant from BR, Sri Nabin Hussain ji.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
please.
sir. Good
Please go
afternoon.
ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon. First of all, on behalf of Department of Agriculture, Government of Bihar, I would like to thank the host and Government of Orissa for providing us the opportunity. So I do not have a presentation, so I am going to speak. So in next 5 minutes, basically, I have 5 points to mention. And for the first point is regarding the context of crop diversification, or I would rather say that is enterprise diversification, because the whole objective of the diversification is to provide better price to farmer, and we see that non-farm income also contributes a lot when a farmer's income bucket is concerned. And in Bihar, basically the crops under fruits and vegetable area, which contributes around 5% in terms of geographical area, but in terms of value, it is more than 40%. So that shows how important the role of growing fruits and vegetable is as far as the better price realization is concerned. And then also because we also want to learn from some of the things that are happening in other states. We know the issue of monocropping that has happened in states like Punjab and Haryana, where wheat and rice is grown, and that has led to degradation of soil quality and also water level. And third aspect, which I think Orissa has done remarkably well, is regarding millets. So can we get back our old crops, which has high nutrient fiber, and also market demand is growing. So I think with this context, the first point is role of MSP. So basically, I would say that MSP is again a tool to provide assured market for the farmer, and that is how India has become from food deficit to food surplus now. And the side effect of MSP, which is basically not MSP but the procurement, because we procure majorly two crops, wheat and paddy, and that has led to motivating more number of farmers growing wheat and paddy. So there is a time for do policy level intervention as far as other crops are concerned. It could be pulse, oilseed, millet, and maize. So pulse and oilseed already India is importing a lot, so there is a need to focus on that. And the next point is role of market. I would say that in Bihar, we have realized that the market growth of market is very important. Otherwise, it will become a binding factor for the growth of agriculture. And we have taken steps. Government of Bihar is going to revitalize the old 54 market for the development and renovation. The budget outlay is around 2,700 crore. The next is ENAM integration. So we have submitted a proposal to Government of India for integrating 20 markets, which is again, getting better price, and we have many states who are faring well as far as ENAM is concerned. So basically the idea is to also let the market decide what produce farmers wants to grow. So in last session somebody asked about dragon fruit, why dragon fruit, and Director Horticulture aptly replied that there is a growing demand in India for dragon fruit also. In Patna also I purchased dragon fruit 120 rupees a piece. So I think in Bihar also, in Kishanganj area, there have been some innovative farmers who are growing this dragon fruit. And in market, I would like to also mention about focus on export, because export is an extended market for the producer and also for the processors and traders in the state. And Bihar has taken a note of it, and we have already formulated Bihar agriculture export policy, which is going to cabinet shortly. And there is a great focus on promoting GI tagged commodity. So, and also organic product, and of course whatever fruits and vegetable which has export potential. So this is going to help to the producer significantly. My fourth point is regarding the role of FPO. So FPO or FPC, we call FPO as a generic term, is basically the tool to improve the farmer's income again and to improve the negotiation power. So we have done right now we have around 729 FPCs in Bihar, and some of the FPCs, for example, Aranyak in Purnia is doing well as far as maize commodity is concerned. So we have also taken two policy level initiative just a couple of days back, which is Bihar FPO policy, and then creating a digital platform for FPO and other stakeholder. So other stakeholder like private sector, government policymakers, and also some of the exporters to come on a single platform. So in next 2 months, we hope that our digital platform for FPO will be ready. And also, if you look at the demand-driven production or the diversification, maize Ravi maize is an excellent example. So from 25 lakh metric ton to 40 lakh metric ton, the production has become, and Gulab Bagh, which has become one of the major mandi in the country, and the farmers around those districts and other neighboring districts have started growing more maize. So the last point and fifth point is role of other stakeholder, where I'm including the private sector like ITC, Britannia, or those people who procure from FPO, who procure from farmers, and also extend some of the extension program. So there is a need for doing the crop development program, because we realize that the quality issue or the quality related challenges faced by the private sector is becoming a limitation factor for the better price realization. So we have recently conducted a webinar of multi-stakeholder, majorly with the private sector, and we are actually going to design the program to tackle the quality related issue. So to conclude, I would like to say 3 points. One, I think, which was also said in the last presentation, was the combined effort is needed. The 3P, which MDAP call has said, the policy, players, and the platform. So the combined effort is needed. And second point, while designing a policy, I have watched very closely the crop diversification program of RKVY for the Punjab, Haryana, and Eastern UP, where uh, somehow the design element has missed the farmer's interest, and that's why the farmer's income has to be at the core of design of a policy, because at the end of the day, the crop economics will decide what crop farmer is going to adopt, and that is why we need a comprehensive policy on crop diversification to provide the required incentives to the farmer. With this words, I conclude, and I thanks once again for giving me time and patient listening. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. With kind permission of chair, may I move on to Dr. Sri D.K. Bhoyer, Additional Director Agriculture, Chhattisgarh, sir. Am I audible? Sri D.K. Bhoyer, Additional Director Agriculture, Chhattisgarh, is he present? Yeah, please.
सभी को मेरा नमस्कार सर। क्या आवाज?
हाँ सर, सुनाई देता है सर।
हाँ, सभी को मेरा नमस्कार सर। मैं डीके भोयर, अपर संचालक छत्तीसगढ़ मंडी बोर्ड से। रोल ऑफ एमएसपी एंड मार्केट सर, छत्तीसगढ़ प्रदेश में 69 कृषि उपज मंडी है एवं 118 उपज मंडी प्रांगण स्थापित है। वर्ष 21-22 में राज्य शासन द्वारा सरकारी संस्थाओं के माध्यम से समर्थन मूल्य अंतर्गत धान खरीदी हेतु कुल 2458 केंद्र स्थापित किए गए हैं, जिसमें से 2334 सहकारी संस्था, 49 मंडी एवं 75 उप मंडियां सम्मिलित है। मंडी उप मंडियों में इलेक्ट्रॉनिक निविदा बोली, खुली नीलामी पद्धति या दोनों के द्वारा कृषकों के अधिसूचित कृषि उपज का क्रय विक्रय किया जाता है। साथ ही छत्तीसगढ़ कृषि उपज मंडी अधिनियम में संविदा खेती का प्रावधान तथा उत्पादकों द्वारा उत्पादित फल सब्जियों के क्रय विक्रय हेतु नव किसान उपभोक्ता उपमंडी प्रांगण का भी स्थापित की गई है, जहां उत्पादक अपनी उपज को सीधे उपभोक्ता को विक्रय कर सकता है। एफपीओ फार्मर प्रोड्यूस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन माननीय प्रधानमंत्री के महत्वाकांक्षी योजना अंतर्गत छत्तीसगढ़ प्रदेश की नियमित 14 कृषि उपज मंडियां क्रमशः राजनांदगांव, कवर्धा, भाटापाड़ा, कुरूद, नवापाड़ा, रायपुर, दुर्ग, धमतरी, बिलासपुर, जगदलपुर, राजिम, बालोद, मुंगेली एवं रायगढ़ को राष्ट्रीय कृषि बाजार पोर्टल ई नाम से जोड़ा गया है। 7 कृषि उत्पादक संगठन ई नाम पोर्टल में पंजीकृत है, जिनके द्वारा राष्ट्रीय कृषि बाजार ई नाम पोर्टल के माध्यम से 316.39 क्विंटल गेहूं, दलहन, तिलहन एवं अन्य जिन्स कुल कीमत रुपया 9,13,420 का क्रय किया जाता है। अदर स्टॉक होल्डर्स प्रदेश में 69 कृषि उपज मंडी एवं 118 उपज उप मंडियां हैं, जहां अनाज के 200, फल सब्जी के लिए 66, इस प्रकार कुल 266 अभिकर्ता पंजीकृत है, जिनके माध्यम से मंडी उप मंडिया में अधिसूचित कृषि उपजों का क्रय विक्रय किया जाता है तथा इसके एवज में अभिकर्ताओं द्वारा 1% परंतु विक्रय की गई कृषि उपज पर 20 पैसे अधिक कमीशन नहीं लिया जाता। उपरोक्त शुल्क का भुगतान क्रेता द्वारा किया जाता है। थैंक यू सर।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपकी योगदान के लिए सर, हम आभारी रहेंगे। और ये भी हमारा जो रिपोर्ट बनेगी उससे सम्मिलित रहेगा। सर, विद काइंड परमिशन ऑफ चेयर में आई मूव ऑन टू राकेश कुमार सिंह, नोडल अफसर ई नाम ऑफ झारखंड।
ठीक है, हो गया ना?
नमस्कार।
यस सर, वेलकम सर।
सभी को नमस्कार। उड़ीसा सरकार ने मुझे मौका दिया है, इसके लिए धन्यवाद।
Yes.
मैं राकेश कुमार सिंह, नोडल ऑफिसर इनाम झारखंड मार्केटिंग बोर्ड से। आज के इस प्रोग्राम में बहुत सारे वक्ताओं ने बहुत अच्छी बातें बताई हैं डाइवर्सिफिकेशन को लेकर, और मौजूदा दौर में और परिस्थिति में ये किसानों के लिए भी और उपभोक्ताओं के लिए भी बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि जब खरीफ और रबी फसल के बीच का जो समय होता है वो एक सही समय होता है जब इस डाइवर्सिफिकेशन पर ध्यान देने की आवश्यकता है, क्योंकि रबी के फसल से और खरीफ के फसल से मिट्टी की उर्वरता भी प्रभावित हो रही है और भूजल का दोहन भी हो रहा है। उसको भी बचाने की जरूरत है आने वाले दिनों के लिए, क्योंकि जिस तरह से क्लाइमेट चेंज हो रहे हैं तो ये फसलें तो हो जाती है लेकिन दूसरे फसलों पर इसका काफी प्रभाव पड़ता है, उसका उत्पादन कम हो जाता है। उत्पादन कम होने से उपभोक्ता तक पहुंच नहीं पाता है, वहां पर जो है से महंगाई बढ़ने लगती है। तो इन परिप्रेक्ष्य में और मौजूदा समय में डाइवर्सिफिकेशन की निश्चित रूप से आवश्यकता है, और सारे राज्य इस पर काम कर रहे हैं और कुछ हद तक सफल भी हुए हैं। किसान उपज तो कर लेते हैं, लेकिन उसके उपज के बाद उनके मार्केटिंग की व्यवस्था होनी चाहिए, जिसको लेकर भारत सरकार ने अभी पैन इंडिया इलेक्ट्रॉनिक पोर्टल इनाम की शुरुआत की है, जिससे अभी देश भर की 1000 मंडियां जुड़ी हुई हैं, और अगले वित्त वर्ष तक इसमें 2000 मंडियां शामिल हो जाएंगी कुल। अभी बिहार से नवीन भूषण जी भी बता रहे थे कि उनके यहाँ भी इनाम की शुरुआत हो रही है, उनके यहाँ भी 20 मंडियां इनाम पर आ रही है। इनाम एक प्रॉपर माध्यम है जिसके माध्यम से हम किसानों को उसका उचित मूल्य दिला पाते हैं। और एमएसपी की बात हो रही है तो इनाम एक बेहतर प्लेटफॉर्म हो सकता है जहां पर हम किसानों को इनाम के माध्यम से एमएसपी से अधिक का मूल्य उनको उपलब्ध करा सकते हैं। अभी झारखंड में हमारी 19 मंडियां हैं, और मैं बेसिकली हजारीबाग मंडी को भी देखता हूं, तो मैंने वहां देखा है कि वहां के किसानों को विशेषकर व्हीट पर एमएसपी से ज्यादा मूल्य प्राप्त हो रहा है। वो एवरेज वहां पर 2050 रुपीज पर क्विंटल गेहूं का प्राप्त कर रहे हैं, जो एमएसपी से कहीं ज्यादा है। उसी तरह डाइवर्सिफिकेशन में बहुत सारी फसलें, वहां स्ट्रॉबेरी की खेती हो रही है, ड्रैगन फ्रूट की खेती हो रही है, कलरफुल कॉलीफ्लावर की खेती हो रही है, इसके अलावा बहुत सारे लेमन ग्रास की खेती हो रही है, जिनके मार्केट को लेकर हमेशा समस्या चलती है। हम लोग उस पर काम कर रहे हैं ताकि किसानों को अधिकतम मूल्य दिला सके, क्योंकि आने वाला समय डिजिटल का ही है, क्योंकि सारे इस सिस्टम का, सारे व्यवस्था का डिजिटाइजेशन हो रहा है, और उसमें भारत सरकार का एक प्रयास की इनाम के माध्यम से एग्रीकल्चर मार्केट को रिफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, डिजिटाइज कर रहे हैं, ये बहुत सराहनीय है। और विशेषकर उड़ीसा में इनाम पर बहुत बेहतरीन काम चल रहा है, और वो काफी तेजी से इनाम को आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं। और अब जहां तक मुझे जानकारी है, या मैं जहां तक देखता हूं, कि सबसे ज्यादा एफपीओ जो है से उड़ीसा में ही इनाम के माध्यम से काम कर रहे हैं, जो एक दूसरे स्टेट के लिए भी एक लैंडमार्क है। और उन्हीं से प्रेरणा प्राप्त कर झारखंड भी एफपीओ को लेकर काफी तेजी से आगे बढ़ रहा है। अभी हमारे यहाँ भी करीब 25 एफपीओ इनाम के थ्रू काम कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि झारखंड में या देश में करीब मोर देन 85% मार्जिनल फार्मर है, जिनकी रकबा जो है से 1 एकड़ या 2 एकड़ के आसपास है। तो उसमें वो ज्यादा खरीफ और रबी का उत्पादन नहीं कर पाते हैं, तो उनको जो है से वेजिटेबल्स एंड फ्रूट्स की तरफ जाना पड़ता है, जहां वो ज्यादा लाभ प्राप्त कर पाते हैं। तो समय में जब दूसरे क्रॉप्स मार्केट में आएंगे तो उनके लिए एक प्रॉपर मार्केट की आवश्यकता होगी, जिसके लिए इनाम सबसे बेहतर माध्यम होगा। इस पर इनाम के माध्यम से जब आप ट्रेड करते हैं तो आपकी गुणवत्ता की जांच हो जाती है, एक आप एक्यूरेट पेमेंट कर पाते हैं। इसके अलावा किसान को उनके मार्केटिंग का अधिक विकल्प मिल पाता है। हमारे यहाँ से, झारखंड से बहुत सारे कृषि उपज उड़ीसा में जाते हैं, उड़ीसा से बहुत सारे कृषि उपज कर विशेषकर नारियल, वाटरमेलन झारखंड में भी आते हैं। तो जब ये मार्केट आपस में लिंक हो जाएंगे और लाइसेंसिंग की व्यवस्था थोड़ी सरल हो जाएगी, तो किसान सीधे उड़ीसा को भी बेच सकते हैं और उड़ीसा के किसान सीधे झारखंड को भी बेच सकते हैं। तो जिससे मिडिल मैन एलिमिनेट होगा और फार्मर्स को ज्यादा मूल्य मिल सकेंगे। तो इस पर उड़ीसा सरकार भी काफी अच्छा काम कर रही है, और हम लोग भी वहां से संपर्क बना रहे हैं कि ताकि इंटर स्टेट ट्रेड को शुरू करके फार्मर को ज्यादा से ज्यादा फायदा पहुंचाया जा सके। आज का समय में अगर किसान डिजिटाइज नहीं होगा तो वो पिछड़ जाएगा और वो मिडिल मैन के चुंगल से बाहर नहीं निकल सकेगा। तो अभी के समय में किसानों को उचित मूल्य दिलाने, गुणवत्ता आधारित मूल्य दिलवाने, क्वालिटी आधारित मूल्य दिलवाने, ट्रांसपेरेंसी ट्रेड के लिए इनाम एक सबसे बेहतर विकल्प है और हम लोग इस पर काम कर रहे हैं। और ई नाम को और बेहतर करने के लिए या क्रॉप के डाइवर्सिफिकेशन के लिए एक एफपीओ एक बहुत बड़ा माध्यम हो सकता है, जो छोटे किसानों को जोड़कर, उनके लैंड को जोड़कर उस पर वो खेती करा सकता है जिसकी आवश्यकता है, या जिससे मिट्टी की गुणवत्ता बनी रहे, या जिससे हाई वैल्यू क्रॉप हो, या जो नए सीड्स के साथ आ रहे हैं उसके साथ वो कर सकते हैं, उसको एग्रीगेट करके वो ज्यादा ब्रॉड मार्केट में बेच सकते हैं। तो इसके लिए इनाम एक बेहतर साधन हो सकता है और इस पर हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं। तो एफपीओ आने वाले समय में एक गेम चेंजर साबित हो सकता है कि वो इनाम के माध्यम से या अन्य माध्यमों से भी किसान को अधिक से अधिक मूल्य दिलाए, उनका खेती का कॉस्ट कम करे और उपज का मूल्य ज्यादा दिलाए। तो इस पर्पस के लिए एफपीओ के साथ काम करना आगे आने वाले दिन में जरूरी है, डाइवर्सिफिकेशन के लिए भी और फार्मर्स को स्ट्रॉन्ग करने के लिए भी, फार्मर को डिजिटाइज करने के लिए एफपीओ की एक अहम भूमिका हो सकती है। और इसी को देखते हुए भारत सरकार ने भी 10,000 एफपीओ बनाने का लक्ष्य दिया है, जिस पर भारत सरकार की और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की कई संस्थाएं काम कर रही है। तो मेरी समझ से डाइवर्सिफिकेशन के लिए और किसानों को उचित मूल्य दिलाने के लिए ई नाम एक बेहतर विकल्प है। और उसके साथ अगर एफपीओ जुड़े और एफपीओ के साथ इनाम काम करे तो ये किसानों के लिए बहुत फायदेमंद हो सकता है। आप लोगों को बहुत धन्यवाद। थैंक यू।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद राकेश ने, आपने जो जिन जिन बिंदुओं पर ध्यान आकर्षित किया, हम तहे दिल से आपकी शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं और हम सोचते हैं कि आपने जो कुछ कहा वो बहुत ही मूल्यवान था।
धन्यवाद।
फिर एक बार हमारे और आयोजकों की ओर से आपकी शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं। थैंक यू सर
थैंक
for
यू।
your kind presentation. Hope it will be all recorded. And with kind permission of chair, sir, I'll move on to West Bengal. Any representative from West Bengal was to present Eastern of West Bengal, sir? Anybody from West Bengal?
Sir, Professor Ashutosh Sarkar is here.
Huh. UBKV.
UBKB, yes, sir.
Please. Sir, you want to have interaction? We are ready.
Okay, just I will mention only few points. Actually, related to MSP. In case of MSP, MSP is provided for main crop. So far we are discussing regarding the diversification. In case of diversification, MSC has a very little role, what I am telling. Because when the farmers are getting MSP, the remunerative price or protected price in their main crop, they will not eager to shift. Rather, it will give them protection. So I am not against MSP. MSP will be there. But in regard to diversification, we should not give more importance to MSP. MSP is a separate thing and diversification is another thing. So they will go parallelly. In case of diversification, main thing is that when we have to attract the farmer for diversification for his from his traditional practice, and the farmer will go for diversification when he will be assured that this will give me more protection and more remuneration in regard to my present practice. In that case, market will take the main role, and if market is convenient and congenial, in that case only the farmer will shift towards that. Because when the farmer is, we are putting as an university, when we are going to the farmer and putting any new things before the farmer, they are talking about that, okay, you are giving such and such types of information and such types of profit, but what to sell? Sometimes it happens that when we are giving the technology to the farmer and they are coming to our university premise for selling. So thing is that before introducing a diversification, parallelly at the very moment when we are talking about diversification, side by side in rudimentary stage at the very beginning day, we have to talk seem we have to take action about the market. So when we are talking the farmers to diverse, on the other way, we'll talk the market, we will prime the market to make ready, to get ready to receive what the farmer, what will come to the farmer. And in this case, the industry can, or processing industry can take a very big role. So first thing is that in certain areas, what we experienced, sir, one. So in this case, one thing is that if we can promote some industry, processing industry in a particular place, and let the industry to run with the products coming from outside, and in this way the industry will show its activities, and thereby by observing that types of activities, the local farmers will start for supplying the inputs. So this may be a second type of model. First, the industry will come and they will feed on the raw material which is coming from outside. And by observing that activity, the local farmers will come together and they will get the ready receiver of their product. In that case, they will go for diversification. And that's why the market infrastructure has a very good role. And related to FPO, what I am telling that, sir, in case of FPO, in most of the cases, 1 or 2 persons who are making FPO, they are taking the leading role. And they are another types of businessmen. Rather, they are the agent, and it's one type of agency they are operating. Farmers are told that yes, you come and you participate in this meeting, that your officer will come. In that way, what happens, most of the farmers, they don't know what is going on, and they are being given some sorts of benefit, but the main thing, harvesting, is made by that particular person. So in that case, from institutional point of view, we have to reach to the farmer and make the 60% or 80% farmer we like to cover under our own umbrella, so that the democratic participation, participative participation can be assured within the FPO. Otherwise, FPO will be opened by this type of, suppose one person, he is controlling suppose 20 FPOs. So in that case, this is another type of concentration. We are trying to diversify and make the farmers capacitative. In that case, we are thinking that farmers are capacitative, but farmers are remaining in the same stage. That's the thing. So in policy issue related to control of FPO, we have to go for that. And another thing is that yes, ENAM, that is a good source of connectivity in market, because if we can make some infrastructure, some source of platform where the market intermediaries from different states, they are coming in a same platform. Suppose today we are making the regional thematic workshop like that. If we can arrange workshop from participants from different states, and if they can interact with each other, in that case, the good marketing network can be developed. In this way, by increasing the storage capacity, cold storage, these types of things, infrastructural development, as well as interstate linkage of market, and democratization of FPO, and market-driven demand to be translated to force behind the diversification. These are the main things, and
Right.
introduction of processing industries to the local areas. That type of things I like to mention.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Sarkar, for your kind participation. I'd again request Dr. P.K. Raul, sir, our chairman, sir, to have the concluding remarks, and If you wish, we can have a small discussion. We are running short of time.
Yeah. But still then, we should also
Yeah,
give
it's
an
chairman's
opportunity
decision, sir.
if any other points that can be raised by any of our participants.
Hi, sir. This is Subhendu Das, Program Director, Mandi Project in Navrangarpur, Odisha. We are supporting maize farmers. Sir, I have specifically three suggestions to make, sir. Through the program, the state government, we are supporting 15,000 farmers in maize, and two FPOs have marketed 41,000 quintals of maize across 18 large processors in Odisha, Chhattisgarh, AP, and West Bengal. So three challenges that we are facing. The first one is MSP. So currently MSP for maize is a subject of discussion. And for that, we are working through ENAM and different private buyers. The FPOs are getting registered in ENAM. They are procuring through ENAM, but private players' participation is also needed more for getting the quotes. That's the first thing, sir. The second thing is that, sir, we are supplying maize to Chhattisgarh, and as the Mandi officials are also there. From Odisha, when we are supplying maize to Chhattisgarh through the FPO, then there is additional Mandi tax of 1.2%, whereas that is not currently in this year in AP. So in Odisha, the FPOs are paying 1% Mandi tax, and then in Chhattisgarh also they have to pay additional 1.2% Mandi tax, and that too over and above the transport prices, sir. So even if they are taking Mandi tax, if they can count the transport prices less, so that says the cost of maize is 4 lakhs plus 25,000 is the transportation charge. So the Mandi tax should be on the cost price, not on including the transportation price. So for supplying to Chhattisgarh, we are becoming less competitive. If this can be decided and supported, then there will be much better market from Odisha maize across Chhattisgarh, because major processors are there in Raipur and Rajnandgaon. So this is my request, sir. Thank you.
Point
Thank
well
you.
taken.
Very valuable point. Any other, please?
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. I am Kaustav from Harsha Trust. Actually, we are promoting FPOs in Malkangiri district. So here, farmers, as they are the paddy growers, so how paddy can be taken up as a product for this FPO? So can we put some light on that?
So when we speak about crop diversification in Odisha scenario, practically it aims at a shift from paddy to non-paddy. So as regards to diversification within paddy, as far as the academic definition goes, it is a shift from one crop or variety or cropping system to another crop or variety or cropping system. So if you want to bring in a kind of a diversification within paddy, so that we can think of some varieties where processing ability is more, some organic rice varieties are suitable for to be grown as organically, or some varieties which are aromatic, even non-aromatic exportable varieties that can be thought of as the suitable measure so far as diversification within paddy is concerned.
Thank you, sir.
Next, please. Next, please.
Sir, myself, Ramesh, I am representative CYST, South Odisha. Sir, I have want to actually, in the context of crop diversification and marketing of the producers, it is no doubt it is very, very important. But if you see, in Navrangarpur has a maize mandi, but same time in Koraput and other places, the farmers are the producing lot more actually maize and diversification happening in the particular the tribal areas. But in this case, the lacking of infrastructure, the farmers are suffering this. The link their producers and they sold their producers in particular the market and with the MSP. So before the setting of MSP, it is important is the infrastructure development is very, very crucial role for the capture and the storage and marketing of the rural producers. So therefore, it is a point for discussion for your discussion, sir.
Yeah, thank you. This is a valid point. Next, please. Anybody
Sir,
else or
namaste,
else
sir.
you will Yes,
Sir,
please.
namaste.
Namaste.
I am Luna from Pragati. Actually, what we are doing in mostly diversification, we are in the promoting pulses in rice fellows. So, if irrigation infrastructures can be developed, like we can go for potato or other vegetables. Like very recently, we have introduced zero tillage potato in rice fellows. So, this type of innovative interventions can also be taken up. And second thing is like in if we are promoting like FPOs, there is more need of strengthening the FPOs also, and also developing infrastructures for storage and like cold storage and all this.
Right. So these are definite points, but since we are going from paddy to non-paddy, and obviously we have a limitation for growing of non-paddy crops in Kharif, our target is post-rainy season. And when we grow a crop in post-rainy season, obviously we need the supplemental source of water, that is irrigation. So your points are valid, not only irrigation, but also the storage infrastructure. I think we should close here. And before I close, I can say that very valuable and pertinent points have been put forth by our learned speakers. And we will try to carry forward and include it in our summary and put forth in the plenary session. But if I am asked to conclude in a single line, my learnings is like this. Out of these three wordings, one is MSP, then market, then the third one is the stakeholder or FPO. MSP is generally considered as an instrument to provide a remunerative price, at least some kind of a support price. But market renovation, market intervention, market digitization, with empowering this organization like FPO can fetch better price, even much more than ahead of the MSP. So I understand this topic in this way, and hopefully with all your valued opinion, we'll take it forward in the appropriate quarters. Thank you all from my side so far as your participation is concerned. And also thanks Dr. Sadangi for your nice moderation. And over to Dr. Sadangi for a formal vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. I definitely, since the time is running out, sir, I must thank all the speakers, including Dr. Pramila, Nabinji, Boyer, sir, Rakeshji, Ashutosh Sarkar, sir, and moreover, our chairman, sir, for so nicely moderating the entire session. As rightly said, sir will be presenting your views in the plenary session. And I'll also request with the time constant, we should not feel it as a constant. We can still text chairman, sir, and us, whatever suggestions we have. We are open to all, because time is no constant. Time for discussion is constant, but time for inclusion is not constant. Please send text so that chairman, sir, can take care. So he will include your vision in the plenary session. With this, I'll thank one and all. But before we leave for this forenoon session, I would request, sir, after lunch, we start at there's a lunch break up to 2:20 p.m. or 2:15 p.m. Maybe exactly at 2:20 p.m. Post-crop diversification, importance of food processing and agro industries. This is the technical session 4 would start. So I request one and all to right now break for the lunch, and please come back and join us right at 2:20 here in this regional thematic WhatsApp on diversification of crops. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you all.